In today's video, we will be talking about the outstanding performances of باكي in the Great Raitai Tournament, a martial arts tournament happening every 100 years in China, where the greatest fighters fight for the Sea Emperor title. Weakened by the poison from his last battle, باكي Hánma finds himself on the verge of death with no salvation in sight. However, after Baki's friend, Retsukayu, brings him to China, he learns about the Centennial Raitai Tournament, where the fiercest warriors fight to be crowned as the strongest martial artist in all of China. As it is now allowing entry to foreigners, باكي is informed that he will have to compete in the tournament as it holds the cure to his illness. Unfortunately, Baki's father, deemed the strongest creature on Earth, is participating too. Going into the third season of باكي, one of the main attractions was always going to be how the titular youngster overcome his shriveled wrestling body after being poisoned by an enemy. He was infected by Yanagi despite beating the convict, and Sea King Retsu decided to bring باكي to the Raitai tournament so his warrior spirit could fight the poison. He just was not recovering back in Japan, so Retsu figured fighting with Americans, Japanese, and Chinese brawlers would reinvigorate the kid, so he was granted a special entry into the tournament. In his first fight, باكي goes up against China's Sea King Li's one of the tournament's most experienced combatants, and to make it worse, he's also a poison hand like Yanagi. In other words, باكي is going to fight someone just like the man that has placed him in this precarious spot. He trudges on, though, undeterred by the fact his body can barely hold up. He's lost body mass, not to mention his breathing and overall energy levels are weak, which allows Li to do several hits, so much so that باكي ends up on the ground, fading in and out of consciousness. Furthermore, he's at the feet of his girlfriend, Koju, and it seems like she's about to throw in the towel. She's crying over his bloody body, as all she wants is for him to end the sport and come back with her. The intimate act relaxed the fighter and brought out the best in him, so his father is glad to see his son becoming a man. As for the young lovers, Koju's tears reminded باكي of the person waiting on him following his victory. His pride and ego helped catalyze all this, starting a chain of events in Baki's body, where he assimilated Li's poison and counteracted the one Yanagi already stored in him. So, while the tears weren't part of the chemical cure, they're the match that lit the spark. You can tell Yujiro is a bit cautious, though, because if باكي truly understands love and fighting for someone he loves, he might even outgrow his dad. باكي sprouts back up, determined as ever, and quickly shows off the skill of old. He takes Li out in a formidable fashion and leaves the crowd thirsty for more. Even his evil dad, Yujiro the ogre, is in awe as he sees the best of the abandoned son he wants to test himself against someday. It's very corny that his girlfriend's tears bring باكي back, but it also makes sense because Baki's body works on his emotions. He and Koju lost their virginities to each other weeks before, and باكي evolved into an elite fighter in the blink of an eye, which Ogre noticed. Succeeding his victory against Kairi, who accidentally cures the poisoning he received from Yanagi. He proceeds to eat a massive meal made for him by Kairetsu, which helps him return to his former glory. His next fight is against Shinsei Kaku, known as the Invincible Beast, a cold-blooded, arrogant, and confident warrior claiming he's the best and no foreign martial artists can defeat him. Unfortunately for him, he underestimated باكي Hánma by a pretty large margin. He charged at باكي using his speed technique, aiming for his chest. باكي dodges Shinsei's destructive punch to the right side and strikes his chin perfectly, which made his brain crash into his skull, as if it was a pinball game. The tremors cause the brain to repeatedly crash into the skull, creating typical concussion symptoms. Succeeds with a left uppercut on Shinsei's lower jaw for good measure. Using his crumbling stance, باكي does a left roundhouse kick which sent Shinsei to a world far, far away, ending everything, and this was only a 2-minute time frame, thus leaving the audience lost their voices and simply watched over the situation before them. And this is how this boy, who is soon turning 18 years old, made his father proud for the first time and showed him how strong he is. Baki's last fight in the tournament is versus Muhammad Ali Jr. Starting with hesitation, Muhammad Ali Jr. wasn't sure about this fight, knowing that Baki defeated stronger fighters, but kept encouraging himself while Baki was coming towards him. Muhammad Ali Jr. started with a right blow faster than an arrow, but Baki was so quick that he didn't see it coming with a heavy, right strong fist to the chin, making him realize that Baki is really strong. Muhammad Ali Jr. was knocked down without moving, a finger making the crowd wondering if he is alive. After a few moments, he gained consciousness, and Baki asked him how that blow was, and if he is sure to continue. Muhammad Ali Jr. stood up, gaining his confidence back and telling Baki that knockdown was his only chance to win, and this fight is the death. Muhammad Ali Jr. was determined like never before to kill Baki before he kills him, remembering all the techniques he learned so far that he will use against Baki. While talking nonsense, Baki kicked him right in the balls, leaving Muhammad Ali Jr. rolling in pain, and again another one straight to the face. Baki then grabbed Jr.'s head to start choking him with the will to finish him off, while the crowd observing the scene with fear for Jr.'s life. Baki almost killed him if it wasn't for Ali Sr.'s interruption to save his son from certain death. It was an easy victory, and Baki effortlessly outclassed Muhammad Ali Jr. I hope you liked this video. See you in the next one. In the meantime, don't forget to subscribe, like, and hit the bell to get notified about new videos.